It's great to be able to see the world from a different perspective and to have so many partners in the room that help make economic development happen. A few people. First of all, we have Prudy Calvin in the room. Prudy's late husband, John, was a former businessman who moved his business to Watertown, South Dakota over 40 years ago and went on to fill several roles with the state government, promoting the state and economic development. This business park that we are in, the Calvin Industrial Park, is named after John. So thanks for coming.
Thank you.
Additionally, we have elected officials from across the state and local spectrum. I won't introduce everybody, but rest assured that your partnership in economic development in Watertown is truly appreciated. As we kick off here, before we introduce the governor, I've asked Troy VanDusen, the chairman of the Codington County Board of Commissioners, to say a few words. And you'll hear both of us talk a lot about the partnerships that we have here. This Calvin Park really came together through a collaboration between the City of Watertown, the Watertown Development Company, Watertown Municipal Utilities, and the Codington County Commissioners. And that was a tough ask for Codington County. They're building a new jail right now. Budgets are always tight at the county level, but the commissioners, and we have several in the room, recognize the importance of being a key part of that partnership. The fifth part of our partnership is the state of South Dakota, and we'll be hearing more from the governor in a few minutes about the state's contribution to our projects here locally. But the state has always been a strong partner for us in Watertown, and it's great to have the governor here sharing in our success. With that, I'll introduce Troy and ask him to say a few words.
Thank you very much, City Manager Stager. I appreciate the opportunity to say a few words on behalf of the Codington County Commission here this morning, so thank you very much. Welcome, Governor Rhoden, and welcome, guests. It's a pleasure to be up here this morning. In just a few minutes, we'll hear an announcement from Governor Rhoden that truly marks a big day for our region, a day we're celebrating. It's moments like this that remind us why collaboration, vision, and leadership means so much. As City Manager Stager said, I'm Troy VanDusen. I'm honored to serve as the chairman of the Codington County Commission, and I'm proud to be here today representing our commissioners, all of whom are in attendance here this morning. When I received the invitation for today's event, one sentence immediately stood out to me on the invite, and that was, quote, Governor Rhoden will announce a bold state investment designed to position the Calvin Trade Center as a premier site for economic development here in northeastern South Dakota, end quote. That statement speaks to opportunity, momentum, and a strong belief in what our region will continue to become. This initiative is about more than a single project. It reflects a shared commitment to our future and to our continued growth of our city, county, region, and state. And not that long ago, Codington County, along with the City of Watertown, found themselves approaching regional development from different perspectives, and we had to take a look at that. We quickly realized that to build a stronger economic future, we needed to rely on one another, and we had to come together and work together. And today our county is proud to hold a seat on the Watertown Development Company's Board of Directors. When Codington County was first approached about partnering with Watertown Municipal Utilities, the Development Company, and the City of Watertown, we knew that this was another opportunity where teamwork would be essential. And after that first early morning meeting at City Hall, it became clear to us just how much potential this project held and how important it was for all of us to work together to find that path to move forward. As you know, and I'm sure you've heard, and you're probably tired of hearing about it, But counties aren't known for having deep pockets, especially when you're building a county jail. And in Codington County, that's no exception. But we also understood the economic value of this project, and we all knew that we needed to be a partner together to help make this project happen. The announcement that you're about to hear this morning from Governor Rhoden allows us to support economic development in a way that strengthens our region without placing unnecessary strain on our local taxpayers. It helps us to meet real needs, attract new opportunities, and continue building a strong foundation for our future. We are incredibly grateful to you, Governor Rhoden, and to the Governor's Office of Economic Development for their leadership and partnership that will help this project become a reality. The collaboration between our local partners and state leadership is a powerful example of what can be accomplished when we all come together and we work towards that common goal. South Dakota is stronger because of this kind of cooperation and this forward-thinking leadership. That's very important, and we're seeing it in this project. So today is a moment worth celebrating. Together, we are not just shaping the future of Watertown, we are strengthening Codington County, supporting the state of South Dakota, and improving the lives of everyone that continues to call our region home. So thank you again, Governor Rhoden, for your leadership, your support, and for believing in the incredible potential of our community and our region. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. I'd next like to call to the stage Mike Cartney. Mike is the President Emeritus of Lake Area Technical College and spent over a decade in our community, not only leading Lake Area Technical College, but being a true partner with industry and economic developers in enabling much of what's happened in our community over the last 10 to 20 years.
You ever notice I always get to follow the radio voices? Boy, what a beautiful day. And, you know, you can't help but think that John's got to be smiling down on us today. And, you know, it's really, I don't like to use the word coincidental, but apropos that it's GOED here today, an organization that really John was one of the founding members of, and working and moving forward with a project of economic development. John was the one that taught me economic development, and it's appropriate because it was in December 2019 that we lost John, and so it's appropriate that it's December this year that we have the governor here to make this announcement. But you know, John had the long vision and long-term good of South Dakota and in Watertown in everything that he did, and that's can be said the same for the gentleman that's going to come up here in just a minute. Whether it's been in the legislature or as the lieutenant governor or as the governor, Governor Rhoden has always had the leadership and support of Watertown and of the state, first and foremost. He's led us through COVID and just done an outstanding job. And today is another example of where when you step forward and you see people doing good things and you know that it's going to benefit not only Watertown, not only Codington County, but the state of South Dakota, that he's all in. And so would you help me give a warm welcome to our latest governor, Governor Larry Rhoden.
Well, thank you all for being here. Before we get started, I brought a few people with me, and I wanted to introduce Bill Even, my new Commissioner of Economic Development. Bill has been such a tremendous asset for me, and in his role as just an advisor, and the work that he has done has been invaluable. So I look forward to working with him into the future. We have a few legislators also in the room. I don't know, where are you at? Oh, right here. Would you stand up? Thank you for being here as well. Well, I'm excited to be here today for this announcement. We once had an old pastor of mine that used to say, people too often wait for doors to open for them. And they're always talking about waiting for a door to open. He used to say, don't wait for doors to open. Go check the doors. See which ones are locked. And more often than not, I see that in South Dakota. We take that advice. We don't settle for things the way they are. We're always striving to do better and to pursue opportunity. And Watertown is a great example of that philosophy. I made a couple stops here on my Open for Opportunities tour, and I was always impressed by what I saw. We toured Terex just down the road, which is quickly becoming a manufacturing powerhouse. We toured the monastery and the Challenge Center. We saw innovative child care solutions in action. We visited Lake Area Tech a couple times, and thank you, Tiffany, for always giving us such a warm welcome and hosting us there. And I saw the unique work that you're doing at Glacial Lakes Rubber and Plastics. All of these businesses and institutions are growing and thriving. And they're benefiting not only Watertown, they're benefiting our entire state's economy. Our economy is in tremendous shape. We have the lowest unemployment in America. Our incomes have grown faster than the nation as a whole. And people continue to move here to fill our open jobs. We have both the second most competitive tax climate of any state in the nation and the second least regulation of any state in the nation. We keep government limited and targeted in South Dakota. We make strategic investments when it makes the most sense. And that's what I'm here today to announce in Watertown. Your community is developing a new business park called Calvin Park to help businesses continue to grow here. Earlier this month, the Board of Economic Development supported this project with a $500,000 grant from the local infrastructure improvement program. And today, I'm here to build on that investment. Today, I am announcing a $500,000 grant that'll go toward infrastructure improvement at Calvin Park. And this grant will come from my future funds. And I think that that'll help get this vision of a new development park across the finish line. When vision turns into action, that's how we keep communities growing and thriving. That's how we keep expanding local businesses. That's how we keep recruiting new companies. It's how we ensure strong career opportunities for our kids and our grandkids. Ultimately, economic development is about opening more doors of opportunities for our kids and grandkids. They want them to be able to pursue the careers of their dream right here in South Dakota. They shouldn't have to go somewhere else to do it. And we want our communities to prepare for the next wave of opportunity. Legislative session is just around the corner, and we'll hear some debate about economic development this year. It's important to remember that there are a number of tools in the economic development toolbox, and I view the future funds as a flexible tool that works best when it supports strategic, forward-looking investments. As governor, I'm going to prioritize investments that are bold and yet sustainable. They're bold enough to seize opportunity, and they're wise enough to prepare for the future in a responsible, sustainable way. That's what we're supporting here today with this business park. South Dakota is moving forward, and for as long as I'm your governor, it will stay that way. So thank you all for being here, Thank you for your contribution. May God bless you, and may God continue to bless our great state of South Dakota. Thank you all.
Thank you, Governor Rhoden, for the great news and the great announcement and the continued partnership with all of us in Watertown. Next, I'd like to invite up our host. Nick Hendrickson is a visionary leader here at the Sentry site. And the Sentry story is really a story similar to what we hear of many companies here in Watertown. We've had many companies that have moved in from other states, and they've brought their culture and their people with them, and they've grown a strong base here. I will hand it over to Nick and let him tell the Sentry story.
Yeah, thank you, Alan, and yeah, thank you all for being here. It's quite a treat to host an event like this, and yeah, thanks to Governor Rhoden for the generous gift from you. And we moved here in 2018. We started in the old shop right across from John Deere. I'm sure a lot of you locals remember that. And through the work of the city and the Watertown Development Company, the county, and the state, and the environment that we are able to operate this business in, we've been able to rapidly grow. We've built a great team. Some of them are standing behind us, and I want to thank them too, even for the work that went into this. This is quite a fun thing to get ready for. And yeah, thanks again. I don't have much more, but it's pretty special to have you all here. And there will be, our staff will be available too if people want to walk around and ask questions. And I've told the team that the shop is open for any tours and questions that come up. Thank you.
Thank you, Nick, and thank you everyone for coming. Governor Rhoden, we truly appreciate the gift of the grant and your partnership and commitment to all of us in Watertown. As Nick mentioned, the team is available here to provide tours. I would encourage you to take advantage of the tours. I've been through many of the factories in Watertown, but had the chance to tour this one for the first time about a month ago. And although we think we know what Sentry does because we see the fish houses that they build, Sentry does a lot more than fish houses. And so I truly encourage you to take the tour and see what they've brought into our community. They could have relocated anywhere, but they chose Watertown, and we all hope they're just one of many more to come. Thank you.